from the Netherlands live abroad in New York. How do they live and work in the city that never sleeps? That's the question to which this NL Club NYC podcast will give you the answers. Here are your hosts, Eric and Mark.
Yeah, and here we are, right? Eric, hey,
hello,
how are you doing,
we're
man?
back. We're good. Not
Good to
from
see
the
you.
Salmagundi this time,
Not from the
but just from our
Salmagundi,
homes.
just from our homes, but nothing less, but even more special because we got some amazing guests today, right? Did you ever hear of them, Eric, before?
Actually, I think I got their flowers a few times.
You got the flowers.
Yeah, and I wondered, like, are they actually Dutch? So, but I think we're about to find that out, aren't we?
Definitely. Let's get them going. Okay, we welcome
All
Casey.
right.
Casey, hi, and Patrick, hi.
Good morning, Eric and Mark.
Welcome to the NL Club, and thank you so much for joining us here on this stream. Holland Ridge Farms, that's where you guys are putting your blood, sweat, and tears every day. So normally in this video podcast, we ask around like what brought you to New York. And Casey, if I have the honor to ask that question, who are you? What do you do? And what brought you to New York and New Jersey?
Well, I'm Casey Jansen. We have a tulip farm here in Cream Ridge, New Jersey. I'm a Dutch American. My parents are both from the Netherlands. Ik kan een beetje Hollands spreken.
Wow.
Ja, een beetje. We are tulip growers. We supply wholesalers and supermarkets on the East Coast. We have an online division. And then most importantly, we have a U-Pick farm located in Cream Ridge where the public can come and pick tulips so they can get the feeling like they're just in Holland.
Amazing.
How we got connected to New York. Well, one, we ship a lot of tulip bouquets and boxes online to customers all throughout the city. But we were, I don't know exactly, maybe Patrick can chime in on how we got connected with the NL Club. Me being Dutch American, to be honest, it was a surprise to me that there was such a large club, but we found interest in it immediately. And that's kind of how we got to New York, and we're here on this show with you guys.
Awesome. And we're going to connect and touch back on that later. Patrick, welcome also. Maybe you can also give a short introduction, who you are, what you do, and what led you to be with Holland Ridge Farms in New York.
Yeah, so as you can tell, I'm from England. I think that was a connection I had when I first interviewed at this company, that we have that European connection, and we're all creative people. We're passionate about what we do. I had a background in graphic design, product development, and social media. And I came on board 4 years ago as the creative manager. And my role here is to promote the amazing things we're doing at Holland Ridge Farms. The U-Pick flower events in the spring and fall, our tulip boxes, our bulb boxes, and all the exciting things we have to come in the future. And really, since I've been here, the company has just grown leaps and bounds from 30,000 people visiting the events to more than 200,000 people. And it's just that the feeling of Zelig, which I've learned is sort of to be social and welcoming and warm. That's the vibe we have at the farm. We have employees that return year after year, customers that return year after year. It's a feel-good business. Everyone loves flowers. Tulips are the most popular flower in the world.
Yeah, and especially tulips, right? Because the thing is this, like when I started my process to being more in New York, I wanted to surprise my wife with nice flowers. And flowers in the US, and especially in New York, are like insanely priced. Mm-hmm. So I was Googling online, and then at a certain point, I was like, where can I find Dutch tulips? Because as a Dutchie, I'm super proud to give something that is Dutch, especially to my wife, who's not from the Netherlands. And then I found you guys online, and actually I found this amazing box that I could just order, and then the box, beautiful box with Holland Ridge Farms and the tulips on it, and in it would be delivered at my doorstep, and I could give that to my wife. And she was so incredibly happy with that. So from that moment, we started like more attention and giving more attention to Holland fish farms. But before we talk about that, how did Holland Ridge Farms, how did a Dutch family got into New Jersey, where you guys have the farm? Can you tell a little bit about that case?
Yeah, sure. My dad came to this country from Holland in 1964. I was a 16-year-old boy as a bulb salesman. My opa was a bulb farmer, and he came here to try to sell some of his bulbs. And he pretty much stayed in the New Jersey, New York area, selling the Dutch bulbs and made connections. But he loved it here so much, he stayed. He worked very hard. Fast forward to 1969, he bought his first greenhouse in Monroe Township, New Jersey. And that's where he started growing potted tulips, potted daffodils, potted hyacinths, all the Dutch bulbs from Holland, geared towards the holidays of, Easter and Mother's Day. As time went on, the business grew. He got more and more customers. In 1977, I was born. I also have an older sister. She was, here, also part of the business as we got older. But we were known for my father being Dutch. He had excellent quality for potted bulbs to deliver to supermarkets and roadside stands. And he got into big box, into Home Depot, and into Lowe's, and we grew. But the market changes all the time. But he always had a dream of, excuse me, always had a dream of sharing the beauty of Holland here in the U.S. Now, if I can fast track to 2018, or rather 2017, we've done a trial with about 5,000 bulbs planted out in a field to see what the New Jersey climate could do with the quality of the tulips that would come out of the ground. So we did that, and we got a chain link fence to put around the small plots to make sure that the rabbits and the groundhogs and the deer don't eat the tulips. And so we planted it in this fall time, and we went through the winter and constantly checking up on the tulips out there. First, sprouts would start coming out. The sprouts were yellow, they turned brown, and then the brown sprouts increased into green. So we were getting excited. And as soon as the spring really hit, the color that was coming out of the tulips and the vibrancy and the quality, my dad said, Case, we need to make this a lot bigger. We had the opportunity to rent a farm next door to our greenhouses that was roughly 150 acres at that time. So we took a big chance, and my dad brought in about 200,000 bulbs, and we planted them, put them out there. Holland Ridge Farms was nothing at that time. We did what we could do online. We did not have Patrick at that time. It was all self-done from what we know how to use, Facebook and all the social media platforms. And believe it or not, that spring of 2018, we were flabbergasted on the amount of people that came to this small event at that time. I mean, there were so many people on the peak weekend, we couldn't even see the tulips anymore. I mean, it was the feedback was just unbelievable. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was having a great time. The pictures.
So was that Dutchies? Was it Americans? Was it like what kind of people were there?
There was it was a mix of different ethnic backgrounds. I imagine there were some Dutchies in there. We weren't tracking that type of visitors yet at that time, but it was. I think every national or every country's flag was walking around there somewhere for sure.
Wow.
So when that happened, we, of course, with all those people, we needed to spread the people out because it can't be so enjoyable when everybody's trying to take a picture and there's people in the background. So that farm we purchased. It was 150 acres. So we expanded to 500,000 bulbs out in the field for 2019. And same thing, great response. Social media was taking off more and more, because when somebody's there with a family taking all these pictures with that background and all their happiness, they're going to share it on social media. And right there is just spreading the word, and people are asking questions. Oh my God, where is that? It's so beautiful. People not knowing it's only right here in New Jersey. 2020, we made a gigantic expansion to about, I want to say, roughly 5 million bulbs. And as we all know, that's COVID year. We turned that place, as every company went through a hard time. We struggled to survive, and we turned it into a drive-through quick view pickup. And to be honest with you, also for our industry, that was also a gigantic help to boost us, because everybody at that time had that feel good to help the local farmer and help the local businesses, and everybody had the curbside pickup. Well, we had that also with cut bunches, and cars were lined up bumper to bumper for miles to come in there. The support was overwhelming.
Super cool.
Meanwhile, we knew we had something good going, and my dad still wanted to make it bigger. So the following year, 2021, we went up to, I think it was the same amount, because we really didn't know what the response would be the year following COVID. It was a great success. We were limited capacity at that time. Again, everybody's still extremely happy, smiles on their face. And I believe at that time, Patrick is with us. So, during COVID, he had a lot of work to do, to keep us up front and get people engaged and have things, make it a happy place for people during the difficult times the country was going through.
So could you keep, because your farm does different things. First of all, it has the tulips, which it sends out by online ordering, but also people can actually visit the farm, right? They can come over there, pick their tulips. Is there other things that you guys are doing next to the online and the visiting as well, like the activities that people can participate in or not, or?
Yeah,
That's
so
a great question to Patrick, yeah.
As Casey was saying, during COVID we switched to this curbside pickup, and that was the time we launched the online business. Like you say, you were sending the flowers to your wife. That was, amazing, but also overwhelming. I think in that first spring during COVID, we sent around 40,000 boxes out to people. So that's something that's a core part of our business now. But the main part, I would say, are these U-Pick events. So people buy tickets, they get them into the farm of these beautiful flowers. They can pick flowers for just $1 per stem. We also create our own photo props, floral backdrops to take pictures. We bring in tons of food trucks. We have a bakery, a gift shop, a petting zoo, rescue farm animals. So it's a whole farm experience. And then we have that Dutch side of it, which brings in a whole new group of people to learn about the Dutch culture. And so that's sort of the core business. So we currently have 2 events, one in the spring, one in the fall. We are testing a Mother's Day vendor market in May this year, and we're hoping to add more events throughout the year, Christmas markets in the winter. There's like Casey said, his dad has big plans. He wants to grow this, and the ideas we're bringing to the table no one has ever seen. And we're bringing so much of that Dutch culture and so much of Holland to New Jersey and New York and the East Coast that this is going to be the #1 place to visit in New Jersey.
And it worked because during COVID, I remember very well that the kids of my wife, they'd never seen the Netherlands, and because of COVID and all of the travel restrictions, I couldn't bring them. So at that time, I actually bought them tickets so they could visit your UPIC event. So they were actually like carrying the baskets and also like picking the tulips themselves, and had an idea like how the Netherlands would be like, because you guys also do a lot on the farm itself, right? You do you try to also bring the Dutch ingredients to give people that experience. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Like we have many food trucks, and we have Dutch cheese, we have poffertjes, we have stroopwafels, pannenkoek. So yeah, there's a lot of that Dutch culture there. We also have the big klompen, yellow shoes that people can stand in and take a picture. We also have Volendam ladies dressed up, walking around the farm to do photos with our guests. And what's coming, and very exciting, what's coming for next year, we're breaking ground in this May, for a traditional Dutch windmill that will be over 100 feet tall.
No
Oh, wow.
way. Oh wow. This is so cool.
So when you
Well,
come to the farm, you will really feel like you are in Holland.
amazing.
I'm just curious, what is it with what is it that makes these tulips from the Netherlands so good or so particular that people specifically want the tulip? Can you just, I mean, you can apparently you can grow them like here in New Jersey as well. What is it that makes the Dutch quality so special, so particular?
Well, the Dutch are known for tulip bulbs. I mean, it's a huge part of their economy over there for the farmers. But their climate is perfect for the breeding, perfect for the increasing more bulbs every year. They get extreme yields, so their climate is just perfect to produce tulip bulbs over and over and over again.
And so you let the tulip bulbs come in from the Netherlands and then you grow them here?
Correct. So we bring over sea containers full of clean, washed tulip bulbs. Roughly about 500,000 bulbs are in each container. We bring them here, and then yes, we plant them out in the field.
And there are two things to know. So the tulip boxes that we send to people are grown hydroponically. So the greenhouses, we have state-of-the-art greenhouses with automated machines, and everything is grown in water and crates. So there's such good control of the quality. We know every bunch that's going out is going to look perfect and bloom perfectly. And the same when we plant in the fields here. This used to be a dairy farm for over 200 years. So that enriched soil in Cream Ridge makes it perfect for growing flowers. And the fact that we bring in these high quality bulbs and we replant every year, we know that every season they're going to look absolutely perfect. So the customer expects that quality from us.
Of course. Yeah.
So there's actually a lot of like automation and machine work behind it as well. Is the New Jersey climate, because you guys are located just outside of New York, is the New Jersey climate comparable with the Netherlands, or to farm the tulips, or not? Or is there too big of a difference to do to grow it?
For us to grow it to make more bulbs, it is too difficult because we are a lot warmer here in New Jersey than the Netherlands. The Netherlands is also a lot more rain more often, which is of course tulips need water. So for us to propagate and make more bulbs, that would be a difficult task.
Before I met my wife, I always used to say the weather is the number one reason to leave the Netherlands. But then she came, so in my life, so then it became number two, right? So
That's right.
so the thing is this: you guys organize a lot throughout the year. There is always promo. There is always activities. You actually also recently decorated the Salmagundi Club, which is the clubhouse where the NL Club in Amsterdam regularly meets every second Friday. We do a Friday afternoon drink with the Dutch bitter bowls and Heineken beer. And at the same time, we also do our events. For you guys, if you look ahead in the coming years when it comes to the Dutchies or the Americans that have an affinity with the Dutch culture because their parents were from the Netherlands. What would you like to tell them if you look at the coming time? What you guys are doing? Like, why would it be nice to bring my family and to participate in Holland Ridge Farms?
Yeah, so I would say, as Casey said, our first year we had all different nationalities coming to visit, but there is anyone who has an affinity for Dutch culture or a family member who's Dutch, it's even more special to them because, like you say, your children haven't been to the Netherlands yet, but they get that experience, they get that feeling of being in Holland. And that's one of our phrases. You don't have to fly to Holland, you can drive to Holland, because we bring that experience to people. And moving forward, Casey mentioned we're building this authentic Dutch windmill. It's going to be fully functional. It's going to grind grains, and customers will be able to go in and see it working. They're able to climb to the viewing platform to get amazing views of the farm. There's going to be food trucks, picnic tables. We're going to have events at the windmill. And then eventually our plan is to bring even more, features of Holland and the Netherlands over. We'd like to build an Amsterdam village. We're thinking of other experiences which are kind of on the down low right now, but some really exciting things that make it such a unique experience. And how people say they want to visit Amsterdam, it's on their bucket list. This has now become the bucket list for people on the East Coast to visit our events and our flowers. And we're so honored to have all these customers that come back year after year. It's really great.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think it's amazing what you guys are building, and I think it's awesome that you guys also are teamed up with us with the NL Club. And I think it's a huge opportunity for every NL Club member to order, to visit, and to come and see Holland Ridge Farms as it is located. What do you think, Eric? Are you going to make the photo with the Volendam women, or what's your favorite?
Absolutely. I mean, I was in the Netherlands a week ago, and we actually saw the Keukenhof for the first time in my life. Born and raised in the Netherlands, never been there, and then a week after, I saw your advertisement for the U-Pick, and I was like, perhaps I should have just taken an hour drive, because I looked it up. It's from downtown Manhattan. It's about an hour drive. It's not that crazy, actually, over a 7-hour flight, right? So, definitely.
A lot
more. Like in the backyard of New York, we have an amazing Dutch tulip farm, which is continuously expanding and having great offers. Patrick, Casey, thank you so much for joining us today in this live stream. I think I learned a thing or two extra what it is about tulips in the US. You, Eric, did you as well?
Absolutely. And it's incredible. It's incredible to hear how you guys brought the Dutch heritage and build it. Like it goes so long back, but actually, if I hear you correct, it really grew over the last 5-6 years into what it is today, and it's just very impressive. Also, the amount of entrepreneurship there, and how creative you guys are in building these beautiful things. So that's really impressive. I'm really impressed.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have the time, please visit hollandridgefarms.com for more information on what they are currently doing. And thanks again, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with us. It was a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you well.
Thank you well. And tot ziens.
How do people from the Netherlands live abroad in New York? How do they live and work in the city that never sleeps? That's the question to which this NL Club NYC podcast will give you the answers. Here are your hosts, Eric and Mark.